Chinga. Welcome back, Me Immortals, to another edition of the Me Immortals podcast. Today we are going to be talking about our monthly goals. It is May 2021, almost May 2021. We're still in April, a couple of days left. But as always, we want to check back on the month that was with our goals. Where do we land? Specifically, what do we fail on? And then looking ahead into the new month. So let's not muck around. Let's go straight into the April goals and how we went. Now, mine was shortened, if you can recall.
It was.
I've been usually averaging 12, 14 goals, maybe sometimes 15 goals. Nope. I went back all the way down to 9 goals. So I was like, I am not achieving a lot of these things. And I can safely say that I still failed to do one of them. And that was my completing a full 4 weeks of marathon prep. I went back and I've seen this a couple of times in there.
Yeah.
And I was so ready. I was like, yes, this is going to be the month. I'm all set. My ankle's feeling better. It began all good. And then once again, life just started to be shit. Other things happened. I did some running. I actually went back and checked on the week that was. The month that was, to see what sort of running I did. And I actually got 5 runs in there. I was supposed to do 10 runs if I was to follow the plan completely. So I was like, okay, I only got half of that done. But I almost, even looking back at it myself, I'm going, okay, I think if I'm going to continue going down this, I've got to follow this plan and setting it up, a month in advance of what the runs should be. Even though there's a discipline to go and do it, the state of affairs of everyday life, I don't think is enabling me to do that. So I've shifted a little bit for the next month to try and encourage me to do it and not be focused on, I missed Monday's run. Stuffed. I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah. So that was the only one though.
Okay. All right. I had a bit of a shocking month, to be honest, and I would say I'll say the reason for that was just 2 unexpected things came up, both related to the Mere Mortals stuff. So one was switching of the YouTube accounts. So that sort of realization, I felt that needed addressing immediately. And the other one was the book reviews as well. Was looking at them and just being like, quality wise, I don't think they're up to standard. Need to improve them. So both of those, and then the addition of the adding of the clips is taking up a lot of time. So essentially I had my normal 16 goals. I would say I've done about half of them. Like, honestly, I'm looking at them now. There's a couple I definitely didn't do. So I didn't book in a volunteering for May. I said, no, I need to leave May free. I didn't organize a chat with your mum, so I didn't do that. I didn't do a 3-hour meditation session. I didn't create a Mere Mortals NFT. I didn't go to 2 new meetup groups. The rest I sort of did, like, there's some I did definitely do, but then there's probably like another 4 in there, which I sort of half did.
Right, okay.
So,
dang.
Yeah, not my most stellar month, but, I'm reasonably happy with what
If you had to reflect back on some of them, like I'm just thinking some of them specifically, like the NFT, do you feel like you got too rushed into the idea that, I'm going to set that as a goal that I want to do? Like, did that tie back to a yearly goal well?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, it's just, I still want to do it. I just, don't see it happening right at this moment. But it's definitely one I want to have a play around with and experiment with for sure. All these other ones as well. Yeah, I wanted to do them. It's just, just
making the time to do them.
Yeah, just carving out the time. So not a stellar month for me. And I guess my main learning from this is, it's kind of hard because those 2 things that popped up were sort of unexpected, and if I'd known about them, I would have changed all of this stuff and made them like way less. But there's some things that I'm really happy about, like getting the clips, doing that. Like I've added so much shit into things that I think are important into, especially for the Mere Mortals. Added so much stuff into there, so now it's, I guess, I think I'm at like peak capacity in terms of what I want to add, and now I'll have maybe a month or 2 of starting to try and take away stuff if I can.
Good. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'll get onto my May goals first because I always put a bit more than yours. So these are definitely, I kept the same sort of 16 setup. I just like that setup, but I've just made some of them real easy. So it's not like requires 6 hours of work. It requires maybe 20 minutes or half an hour or a couple of hours. So I said, try to organize a drinks with friends, and I say try because it's bloody herding cats the last couple of times I've tried to do it. So
that's interesting. Try. I feel like you cannot set a goal like that.
yeah, no, I can. I definitely think when it's goals related to other people and their participation, I think that's totally acceptable.
Well,
as long as I'm putting in the effort to do it.
I think that's definitely too fluffy. I would go with like put in effort to getting, and so if it doesn't work, that's fine. But I think if you to say like try,
that's the same thing. Try or put in effort, same thing. Man.
Then you can even quantify it more as well, right? Like you could be like put in effort, like attempt twice to do it, and if it isn't, like okay, fine.
No,
but you got to try.
You haven't set goals like this before.
Okay.
This is my learning from when I was trying to set those ones, such as meet up with
Latinos.
intercambios. No, saying to do it relies on them. So no. So this is totally acceptable. And have an outing with the family. So these are just, spending more time with family, spending more time with friends. I think I've sort of been neglecting that a little bit the last month or two. And then for this is the Mere Mortals sort of like little family community. I want to finish cleaning out the Instagram of defunct accounts or just random shit. There's some people we follow in there, and I'm just like, what is this? How did this get in here? So I want to just get rid of that. That makes it easier to focus on the people who are actually important.
Do have,
And I want to reach out to some people about promotion. So a couple of the podcasts I really like, I want to help them out. And so I've had a very good experience with trying to get on Apple Podcasts for my Spanish stuff, and it just fucking like blew up.
Yeah,
just absolutely blew up. So and I didn't even know about this until the balance theory, Erica mentioned Erica. It. So there's probably other people out there as well who don't know about this. So,
definitely, yep.
So I want to reach out to them and just say like, hey guys, just so you know,
if you haven't done this, do this.
Yeah, at least give it a try. It takes 20 minutes and it could just be hugely beneficial.
A pretty big change. Yep, cool. No, good. I'll begin. I've got 12 goals this month for May. So the body ones. So I'll just go through. It's 5 this time around. So I'll just go through all 5. 1, I want to be averaging 12,000 steps a day. But I've also want to do 6 runs this month. So I'm putting some more precise, different views on it. So I'm not saying I'm going to be following. I'm just going to go, I've got 6 runs. I do still have the plan, but it'll be, I want to get 6 runs. So it's just the runs in particular. And I'm going to be a little bit more flexible on if I'm running and I said I'm going to do 4Ks, but I could go and do 6Ks or 7Ks, just do that. Just go a little bit more by feel.
Yeah.
Trying that out. Let's see how it goes. 2, I want to get new snatch points. So there's been different workouts that I've been doing, and they're all sort of starting to focus in on the snatch. That's definitely someone in the points sector that I want to be able to get those higher level points, we'll get to the points anyway at the end of this, but I haven't been able to achieve many others for a little while. I want to try and make myself available for the Torium Pro, so the CrossFit semifinals, and this goes towards I'm going to say to the yearly goal. So this is I wanted to get engaged alongside of sort of with the Mere Mortal side of thing, where it's potential conversations, potential chance to actually do some videos, do some collabs with it, but it'll tie out to an annual goal of attending some sort of fitness expo and be more than just be there, kind of being involved. And this sort of just came out of the blue. I was like, ooh, that's actually pretty cool. So it's at the very end of the month, and there is so much things that in my mind that I'm thinking of, I'd have to define, do this, how would I do that? So that little goal encompasses everything that would be to do with that. So I'm hoping to be able to tick that off. I want to head out for a long hike, so probably with Manchil and a couple of other people. So in preparation for the July Kokoda track, 96 kilometers, 36 hours.
It's going to be funny. I'm going to enjoy your suffering in July.
It actually would be so easy. I'm just calling it out. It's going to be easy.
Yeah.
And 5th one, update my human tracker sheet to also have my overall and 3-month average for sleeping. So my little combination spreadsheet that I've already got that set up for, I guess, my little rating of day to day. I want to also include the sleep tracking into it. So it makes it easier for me to be able to check back on a monthly review and go, okay, cool. This is what I'm tracking. This is my average. Do I have to do a couple of changes?
So, at least.
Yep.
Very good. Very good. Some interesting stuff there. So, my next one. So these are related to making the Mere Mortals financially viable at some stage, and then also just general health stuff. So finished preparing for my time away. So I've got my yearly goal thing coming up for creating like a little retreat for myself. So I just want to have everything locked in tight and done before there. I don't want to be shoveling shit to you and being like last minute, hey Juan, get this shit sorted.
Gets all this sorted.
Yeah, and I want to write out a clearer priority list. So I do have a bunch of notes over here of stuff that I want to do, but for the mere mortals, and I just need to organize them. I think I probably should put them in a certain order because I've just got there's just I see 5 notes there which are just have random stuff on them. Last month I didn't do the annoying legal stuff, so I did do all of my health things. So I got like blood tests, so getting like mole checks and things like that. All that annoying, but getting done.
Good to do.
But I didn't do the annoying legal stuff, so I need to do that, which only takes like a couple of hours, but
it's annoying.
Didn't do it. I want to cut down to between 73 to 74 kilos. I'm roughly at 74, 75 at the moment. I want to cut down a little bit more. And this is also going to be my month of no sugar. So that starts from tomorrow.
No sugar at all.
No sugar. Yeah. So I'm not, it's going to be easy, to be honest. I've done it. So I've already done it once this year.
Yeah, you have,
Doing it a second time, I think it'd be easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. My next set is much more to do with mind. So I want to update my maxims list with an extensive review. So I've been doing a little bit, but I want to expand it in the sense of I've got 7 maxims now. I want to define each of them a little bit more into their own descriptions and a bit more idea how it ties back with myself. But there's a lot of stuff that I've been able to put together in my OneNote sheet that I've just got scattered everywhere. I just want to summarize that up. There's a few maxims in there that I just know will be introduced that I'm able to put in there and sort of define it down. So for those who haven't heard about it, that's basically the way that I synthesize all the information into like my own little wisdom sheet, if you want to call it for a different name. I want to take one big hairy interview. So just something. So I don't know what this might be. There's a couple of people that I've got lined up, potentially Albos, potentially Royce from CrossFitorium. Someone who I just want to be able to aim at, rather than trying to get 3 or 4 different people throughout the month, I just want to aim at who would be the person that I'm most going to be overjoyed in having a conversation with, that also at the same time is going to be like the most challenging to put together and just exert the most effort to get that to happen, as opposed to maybe shifting it across and trying to get like 3 at the same time, because it just didn't seem to be really working in the last month. So I want to prioritize that. I want to be looking into and you've talked about this a little bit, the Amazon affiliate program in Australia specifically, because it is different between Australia and the US for some of the book review stuff. Because I know you mentioned this and I thought, this is definitely actually a really good point, because a lot of the book reviews that we have, it would be very easy for people to be able to say, look, there's a link here and it helps us out. Just go check out this book. Not that we're going to be pushing it on anybody. It's just going to be like, look, it's there if you want to support us. That's a way to support us.
Yeah, totally I was thinking about that, and I was even thinking of like just some of the ethics. So, I don't particularly want to help contribute more shit being put out into the universe, and that includes books as well. So that's why I'm a big proponent of like just going to the library. All of these books I have here, just library books. But I know that's not what everyone wants. So if people want it, I'll do it. And I don't have any qualms about like big bad Amazon, which I think would be what other people would,
think about.
Support your local bookstore. I'm sort of like, no, I think Amazon's pretty good.
I'd be like, support your local, like support your author. But no, with books, and it's interesting you're saying that. I get a lot of pleasure, I've found recently, giving away books as well. So I've given 3 of my books away, I guess, in the last, I don't know, 6 months or something.
Yeah.
And those have been like, I exchanged one with someone else. I gave one to Manshield. Actually, I've given 2 to Manshield. Manshield's given 1 to us, sort of deal. So, and I got given 1 just recently as well. So I actually like that little exchange. So I would love to with a lot of my books. It's not the ones that I really want to keep for myself, but some of the other ones, just be good to be able to share them as well.
Yeah,
so,
makes sense as well.
And then the last one there from mind is I want to update all of the historical conversations that are meaningful to repost. So this is particularly to YouTube. Tried out one, just posted it. Just want to go and basically do a bulk download of all the ones that I want to re-upload. Some of them a lot, the ones that I've had conversations with. There's some potentially that you've had conversations with. I just want to re-upload them so they're just searchable, findable. So I'm going to get all of them done this month.
Ooh,
month. I know that's a big one.
That's
going to get done. That's going to get done.
Coolies. All right, so these ones are related to doing the retreat and then sort of learning Spanish, German. So I had a couple of saved posts on other people's experiences doing a retreat. So I just want to read some of that. Maybe might give me a little bit of insights or something that I can implement for myself. Then I've got a big list of rules here for myself, of just little things that I want to do. So, like more practice stuff before it. So, for example, I'm not going to use my phone for meditating anymore. I'll start using the hourglass, because that's what I'll use when I'm actually out there. And like no phone or anything in the morning before, meditating, things like that. Practice no speaking to myself or just random stuff. So big list of those that I just want to start implementing. I do want to try and chat with your mum again. Like I just didn't bother reaching out last month because I was so busy, but I think like I'll really try and do it this month, because it's been a long time since I've had a proper long Spanish conversation. I want to finish the book. Do I have it just here? No, it must be over there. Julio Cortázar. He's got a weird name.
Julio Cortázar.
Yeah, I don't like where he's got that accent. Change your name, mate. Bloody shit. And I want to finish that book and do a review of that. So just get that done. Okay. You got any more?
I do. I've got 3 more. So this is on the soul. And that one is make time to hang out with the loved ones. So you call it family, loved ones.
You're calling me out for my bullshit bloody try. What's this? Hang out.
No. I didn't even say hang out. Yeah, I said make the time to hang out with loved ones.
Yeah, that's fucking justice.
Okay, so I'll put it more. I'll put it more discreetly. Make the time to be with loved ones.
Mate.
To be in their presence.
Mate.
Yeah, it is good to be. No, it is good to be descriptive with it. Same thing. I haven't been spending enough time with the family. There's some stuff that we've been putting aside from even a couple of months ago, just because we've all been pretty busy. So just making sure I'm making that time to be with them, playing basketball, whatever. Some of the things are more important than just progressing a lot of your other normal daily stuff that it feels like it's a lot of priorities, but in the end, it's not really. I want to plan out an actual strategy to support and raise money for the Kokoda Challenge. So obviously the part of doing it, I feel like that's going to be the easier side. And I know that as part of it, we have to raise a minimum amount of money to be doing it even in the first place. But I just had a thought to myself, like, okay, if I'm going to be doing this, I think I should do it really properly. And last time I really got on board with making a good charity donation and doing some good strategic intent behind it was like in 2016, and it was really good. It was for November, and I was able to raise like $5,000. So I was like, okay, well, if I can do that, and that was with a little bit of strategy, I think I can do that similarly, and we've got a bigger group as well. So it doesn't harm to do that. And I want to do a bit of practicing of in the moment centering as well for this month. So it's called different things, but in particular, it's more of a take so I can stop multitasking all the time. And that comes to, let's just say, from having a conversation with family, and my mind will try to start racing on, I'm thinking about work, I'm thinking about shares, I'm thinking of whatever. Just trying to do practicing in the moment centering. So if I'm thinking about those things and I'm with the family, trying to do a continuous little repeat in my mind, I'll be like, no, family, until I'm just like, okay, now I'm focusing in the moment and a lot of those things. So it's not for everything, but in some of those times when I'm just like, oh no, I should be devoting like full attention here, not on everything else outside of it.
Yeah, so, I think that's probably a good one for you, man. good talent to build up. Yeah. Good skill. All right, my last one. So there's related to sort of charity, volunteering, and then just the general Buddhism studies. So figure out how often I can donate blood. So I had some slightly low iron levels, so I need to figure out what that means in terms of giving blood, because I don't know, it was really good all up until
you started donating blood.
Well, no, but so like I donated like 4 times in a row, and my iron levels were just like perfectly fine. And then I go to this other just like general health checkup, and they're like, mate, you got low iron.
Do you think it is definitively from donating of
I honestly think it's just a one-off. Like maybe just that morning of something just happened or whatever. Because like 4 months consistently before that
was
like,
fine.
It was totally fine. So, and I don't feel any different. Like there's been no big change in diet or anything. So, but I do want to figure that out and just try and get back into the donations as much as possible. So yeah. Every 2 weeks is hard. Like I can do it, but it's bloody hard to maintain in terms of my schedule. But yeah, as much as I can. The young care chat, if they're keen. So reached out to some people. So that would take a fair chunk of time to organize. So if they're keen, I'll make that
put the
time.
effort.
But yeah, if they're not keen, like if they're not showing interest, I'm I'm not
Leave that
gonna-
be. Yep.
Yeah, and honestly, that was just something to chuck in for this goal. So I want to acquire some Zen books from Brendan. So he's been talking
got
a
a
lot
fat
about
stack?
Buddhism. Yeah, he's got a fair chunk, and I'm leaning more towards what he was talking about in terms of Buddhism, the Zen side of things, rather than some of the other more
Caterpillar.
monastics, the caterpillars, the I suppose like the more strict, formal dogmatic religion sort of stuff. I'm more interested in the things he was talking about.
Yeah,
so
okay.
he's got some good books, and I do want to skim. That being said, I do want to skim through the rest of that Vinaya Pitaka and
Yep.
just
see what
try
you
some
can-
of the other chapters out, see what it's
See what
about.
you get.
Yeah, so those are my goals for May of
May.
2021. So
Good. Well, I hope that this
some good stuff there.
this month deals for you a better hand than it did last month.
Yeah, we'll see.
So yeah, I mean, and it's interesting because you were saying, both of us. I mean, I say both of us like it's only happens to us. It happens to like every person. You go like, oh well, I plan to do this, but this happened. But that always happens. Like that literally always happens. So I think to myself sometimes, it's like again you can look back and be like, well, I didn't achieve it. But look, fair enough. If something came up and it was a high priority in the moment and you're okay with that, that's okay. Still reflect back on it and go, this is why I failed. This is like, I got full ownership of the fact that I failed it. And this is why. Awesome. Okay. And then just move on rather than like languishing in the fact that you failed it and being like, oh, woe is me. Like, okay, well, that's not helping anything. Just accept it, own it, move on and do the next steps with it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, this portion right here, explaining all of it out, is probably the least important part of the whole process. The important part is, the couple of days before this, when I was
definitely. Yep.
mulling it over in my head, thinking, okay, like how much time am I going to have for this? Which of these is actually important to do? Is it more important to try and re-put their NFTs back in for this month, or is it more important to
Do something else.
else?
And I think don't be blinded or veiled by the fact that we talk about our monthly goals for 20 or 30 minutes, on these month sort of sessions. And it's like, oh, okay, well, they just like wrote it down quickly or they just noted it down for 5 minutes. Like, no, there's 10 times more effort that goes in before and afterwards in terms of having a review just to see how your month goals, like how they went, why, what's coming up next, how does that map to the annual goals, all of that. There's a lot of stuff that goes behind that. Like this is probably one of our podcasts where it's not that we're doing it for the podcast, but just individually. We spend probably the most effort to create this podcast just because it takes the effort of putting it together, refining it for ourselves and the research. Like it might well be something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
put it that way.
that is everything from me for a monthly goals perspective. Do you want to just quickly have a look at the fitness goals?
Yeah,
I believe
bring
I'm
it
on
up right now.
literally the exact same points. You would have gone to some because you got the running goals.
I did. So Juan is on 35 points, and I've clawed my way up from the 31 points I was on. So, yeah, I got the half marathon in less than 1 hour and 50. I didn't even exactly find out how fast I did it, but it was definitely quicker than that.
Yep.
It was did an extra like 600 meters on top of that. So, yeah, you were talking about the marathon, and I'm at the stage now where I don't want to put in more and more effort. So I'm actually sort of reducing the Ks that I'm doing.
Yep.
And this is related to me not enjoying it, but also me just not having time now. Now it's like, no.
Well, it sounded to me like you hit the half marathon points, and now it's like you've got to put in. You're at the 95% level. So the next 5%, extra, performance to get to that marathon level is going to be 95% of the effort. You put in the effort to it, but now you're going to have to quadruple the amount just to get to that next level.
Yeah.
If it's worth it or not.
Well, I was looking up a video, funnily enough, of a guy who was recommending what sort of times do you need to be hitting to do a marathon in less than 4 hours.
Yep.
And it was actually what I wrote down here, which I just made up sort of on the spot, sort of thinking roughly you'd probably want to do it and be quicker in the first half and then quicker again in the first quarter and then quicker. So he was saying if you get an hour, half marathon in less than an hour and 50, you should be ready
to do a marathon.
To do a marathon. So it technically should be ready, but yeah, I don't know, man, just the time investment. I just had this one, no, I'll save that for another time.
So I think I know what we're going to talk about. Yeah. Well, you listen to another podcast, folks, for that particular one.
But in any case, I've got 1 month more of trying, and
then
after that, it's just it's not worth it. So I promise I'll do the marathon distance, but whether it's in 4 hours,
it's going to be questionable. The interesting thing though is, you know, we're pretty. I don't know if it's because it's running and it seems like it's doable that we're probably pushing it more in ourselves to say like, oh no, we have to do this marathon. But if you recall back to the same type of challenge last year, it was the rowing, and we got none of them, literally none of them, and we were trying. But not that much. It was like basically we just went for it every time we were at the gym together every now and again.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, okay, look, we've put a lot more effort into this running than we did that rowing. If we'd put that much effort into the rowing, I think we would have gone most of that rowing.
I think so as well. Yeah.
So
like
there's levels to it.
I was less than 1 second off for the 100 meter one. You know, granted it was only over 16 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever.
Yeah.
But
it was 150 meters.
No.
It was 100 meters.
100 meters in 15.3.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I did it in like 16.1 or 15.9 or something. So.
I don't know if I hit 15 or if it was 16 flat or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, we didn't get it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you know, I think we've got to be a little bit kind to ourselves that we've actually tried quite hard for this particular point.
Yeah.
So,
if the amount of effort I put in right now, you know, if I got injured or something right now, I would say, you know what, I did a pretty good job. I got, you know, 6 of the points out of the 10 available. I tried pretty hard. Like, and I spent a lot of hours doing it.
You've had a lot of time crying in the shower on the floor.
Yeah. I might, once this is all said and done, for the next monthly goals, I'll calculate how many hours running I did.
Yeah, okay, that would be good.
I think that would be enlightening.
Very good. All right, folks, that's pretty much it for the monthly goals.
Yeah,
the monthly goals for May.
Nothing else to
of course, you want to look back at the previous monthly goals, you can. Go check out the April, go check out maybe January, December. December was a really popular one, obviously, because maybe like that boundary where people think it's like, oh, it's a big yearly goal. But if you look back, you'll see that our monthly goal structure is very much on premise on how we went the previous month, how we go in the next month, and then we'll have our big boundary of yearly goals that we sort of set up in different times. So, of course, if you're listening in the audio, make sure you're following, subscribing. If you're looking at us on the video, make sure you maybe leave a comment. How's it? How are your goals going? Do you have any goals? If you started at the beginning of the year, are they still going strong? Are they weak? Let me know.
Yeah,
did they fail as hard as Kyrin's last month?
Yeah, I listened to a lot of podcasts of people doing the
goals,
their goals for the new year sort of thing, and I'm at the stage now where it's like, I should maybe like check back in to all of these podcasts and see how they're doing, because I bet they're all shit, to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
starting goals in January is just a bad idea.
I think it's because it moves the motivation or the meaning behind it to something like a broader thing. Like it's that's what we do as like a yearly basis and New Year's Eve, but that's not really meaningful truly to a person. So then when that goes away, it's like, oh well, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the Immortals, that's it for now. Juan out.
Kyrin out.